With no confirmation of when phase 2 of Singapore's restart will begin, some businesses that haven't yet been able to open are going all out to attract clients. Michelle Teo prepared this look at how spas and gyms specifically are coping and how they intend to bounce back as Singapore restarts.
Investing in a lot of the cleaning and hygiene protocols will see an increase in our operational costs on a day-to-day basis. But this is something that we are catering for. We are aware that that is going to be a requirement for us to continue to operate responsibly. And it's an impact that the industry will just have to take for the interim period, because it's not only about reopening, it's about staying open. So no point taking shortcuts and then realizing that you have to close again because you have developed, a cluster of cases.
I suppose reduce business activity for me would be, I won't be so gung-ho to go and commit to another outlet right now. If the lease is not signed, we are afraid of inactivity. I would feel like some people would be scared to still come to the salons. So I think having discount to draw them in, to support the therapies, kind of guarantee some kind of return, that to me is a safer play. Some business is better than no business, right?
The programs that we have created online have catered to people that don't have equipment, or we have provided alternatives, whether it's using water bottle, filling them up with water, just making sure that they are able to incorporate some weight-bearing movements into their routines.
The team has been doing things in a more speedier way to come up with home waxing kit. Usually that would require like a 9 months or a 12 months kind of R&D. Everybody is working double the speed so that we could, launch something that the consumers want. We also kind of embark on a lot of online engagement with our customers, saying that if you love your therapies, please support them. You can buy all these new treatment packages to support your therapists in order to kind of keep us afloat.
One of the first things that will happen is to do an evaluation and an assessment to get a good sense of where their fitness levels are right now, so that the trainers can ease them into their routines. There will be capacity limitations in terms of the number of people that we will admit into our club. Part of the new normal will entail people pre-booking their class sessions or their gym sessions, so that we minimize the need for having a lot of people queuing at the doors.
We would definitely have a lot more consumer-ready products for them. A lot of the temperature taking, recording, and all these things would be in place. But as an operator, if I don't even know whether I fit phase 2 or phase 3, I don't know what to look forward to, and I can't answer the kind of questions that my staff have. And being locked down for 2 months and I'm able to reopen is a very different strategy from phase 3. It will be 5 to 6 months. I would have a completely different kind of strategy.
For more insights on this, we're joined now by Min Chan, General Manager of Yoga Movement, as well as Patrick Tay, Assistant Secretary General of NTUC. Welcome to you both. It's lovely to talk to you this evening. Let's talk about yoga first, because those yoga studios, they haven't been able to open during that circuit breaker period, and they'll have to remain closed in phase 1 as well. How are you and your fellow yoga teachers, Min, finding ways to keep busy?
I'm not going to lie, it's been really tough adjusting to the last 10 weeks of working from home with a moving target for when we can get back into those spaces. It's taken quite an emotional toll on all of us. We have 120 staff. We have 6 pretty substantial properties. So the stress of having these overheads in a period of negligible income is very, very real. But most importantly, though, the team and our members are family. So we've actually put significant amounts of time into maintaining a connection with them. Our online class series launched in April and caters to about 4,000 yogis a month, gives us an amazing opportunity to see familiar faces and bring some normalcy to our members' lives. And internally, we host internal yoga classes for our staff. We host weekend wine hangouts on Zoom. And there's just lots of one-on-one contact with our team right now to just make sure everyone feels connected.
Right. Patrick, I'd like to bring you into the conversation. I think the plight of these businesses is very clear. We've been seeing this for months now. Just take us through very quickly the kind of support that the union is extending to these businesses because they've still got to remain closed during this period. But I think more importantly, how can we also buffer them a bit better, further down the road if something like this were to happen again?
I think at two levels. I mean, firstly, from the government, I think you hear 4 rounds of budget that will help alleviate some of the costs that these companies, particularly those that are affected and they are not reopened in phase 1, to help them in terms of manpower costs, some of the leases, and of course, operating costs of the companies. But I think more importantly, in the labour movement, what we've been doing, NTUC and labour movement, through our Ong Ting Cheong Labour Leadership Institute, is to introduce this Safe Management Officers course and program. Because as part of the requirement, I think there's a tripartite release on this of safe management measures for those who are reopening. So Ministry of Manpower is going around looking at various workplaces to ensure that the workplace is not just safe for the workers, but also safe for clients and customers. And then therefore, it's mandatory for companies to appoint a safe management officer and get them trained. So that's one thing that NTUC and Labour Movement is doing. We are training companies, unionized companies, union leaders, including some of our industrial relations officers and NTUC staff, and of course, availing some of these causes and programs which are supported through our various NTUC fundings for employers, including those that are appointed safe management officers, to undergo these trainings so that when they reopen either in phase 2 or phase 3, they're better able to look after the workplaces and, of course, their workers.
Patrick, businesses of all kinds are feeling the pain right now, but which are the sectors that seem to be facing more difficulties at this point that we're in phase 1?
Yes, I think the key sectors they are getting a bit hard hit would be, for example, like retail. Retail, those who have shop fronts, those are hard hit because whatever that you see now, I think because the shop fronts are closed, this includes sports and fitness, gyms, attractions, arts and entertainment, even recreation, even country clubs. I think all these, they are not able to open during this phase 1. It will definitely affect their top line. So I think I see a lot of anxieties and fears amongst them. Many of them are small and medium enterprises, including micro, small and medium enterprises. I know quite a number of them have managed to pivot and go on to e-commerce and selling things online and delivering some of their services virtually. However, some aren't able to do it because some of these products and services can't be e-consumed or delivered through the various means. And these are those companies that are facing a lot of anxieties and worries.
I mean, let's just come back to you again, just very quickly now. You guys have gotten some support in terms of cash flow, credit as well. What gaps do you still see that perhaps yoga studios like yours could do with more help?
I mean, to be honest, the government support has been absolutely tremendous. I think the Fortitude budget allocated funds that we actually didn't expect. So on that front, the rental relief and the JSS payroll relief has been a real godsend. It just really ensures that we have a business to come back to when this is all over. But looking forward, of course, with stringent safe management measures and class capacity reductions, that's going to have a serious effect on our business model. And it's going to take a business that was poised for growth locally and overseas back to square one a little bit. And we've just pressed a big fat pause button. So looking forward, I think we just need to see how our members and new members can actually come back to the studios and feel really safe.
Right. So it's a little bit uncertain there, but something to look forward to as well. Min, thanks very much for speaking to us. Patrick as well. Min Chan, General Manager of Yoga Movement, and Patrick Tay, Assistant Secretary General of NTUC.